Yeah, man. This is episode 97.
You do more than one a week?
Sometimes.
Oh, that's what you're 97.
Sometimes. But I've been doing this since like 2018.
Oh, shit, you've been doing a podcast.
Yeah. All right. Let's get this shit started, shall we? Oh, hello there, folks. Welcome in to another fabulous episode of the Puro Caballero Show podcast. This is your host, the quarantine Questacado himself, a.k.a. CD Gonzalez, your boy, Puro Caballero, a.k.a. Mario Caballero. And we got a special guest on today's episode. We got the very hilarious, very good friend of mine, very talented podcast host himself, Mike Kim. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me here.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's Set Breaker podcast, right?
The Set Breaker podcast.
Yeah. Tell me how that's been going, man.
It's been good, man.
I see you've been building, man. You got the good platform and stuff, man.
Yeah. You know, there's a few months where I just wasn't posting for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks because I'd only post like once a week. But then, then I stopped being a lazy fuck.
It happens, man. I mean, the last episode I did was only like 2-3 weeks ago on here, so
yeah,
it's my problem.
Yeah, the shame got to me. After a while, you try to brush the shame underneath the carpet, but then that shame builds up. Yeah, like regret. Like you have to tell yourself, am I going to be like 70 and then looking back and just saying, damn, did I really do everything I could do?
Damn, now we're getting deep.
No, but I mean, honestly, even though when people say like, "Oh, you went from your deathbed," blah blah, but they don't talk about when you're in that moment. There's other shit going on, or maybe you want to do something else. Who knows? So
that is true.
Because then you just guilt yourself extra for no reason. Fuck it.
Yeah, as people who are pursuing stand-up comedy, I feel like we're in like a unique bubble of people who just said, "All right, there's like the normal way of doing shit, but like let's do our own path," type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody's in that kind of frame of mind to be able to be like, I want to do like this shit that's pretty free and creative and expressive. Yeah. Like, not everybody gets to do that shit.
Nah, unfortunately.
But you're right though. Like, there's so many things I've been doing recently where I'm just like, I'm gonna go for it now because who the fuck knows, right? And you don't want to live with that regret, like, ever.
Nah, I mean, also, let's think about this. If you die early out of nowhere, you can't even regret, so you're just fucking dead. Yeah,
that's true, man. I mean, R.I.P. to Chris Vialta. I gotta mention that on the show.
Rest in peace to you know what's crazy? I saw him at Viet's mic, like right before it happened.
Damn,
that was like the last footage we got of him.
Crazy. That's so crazy.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, man, and it just goes to show you like that life's just so fleeting. Because what was it? He had, I think it was like a heart attack or something like that, or stroke. Seizure. Now, I don't know about his medical history, so I don't know if he was already like susceptible to it or just kind of happened out of nowhere. Right.
But shit, like anything, very cliche, but very true, and it's just facts. Anything can fucking happen.
Yeah, man, don't take anything for granted. Definitely.
Dude, I take everything for granted. That's how fucked up it is. Every time I have something like shit, like when my dad died, like 11 years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking love everybody. I'm gonna appreciate every moment, and I'm gonna just tell my mom exactly how I feel and everything. I didn't do any of that.
No, he's kept it
because humans adapt, and I just got used to it again. Yeah. And then when somebody else died, I'm like, I'm gonna just live and be. But see, that's a problem. See, that's the thing. That's the cool thing about being a human, and also it's like a double-edged sword. We adapt and we forget, which is good, but it can also hurt us if we don't remind ourselves why we have to be living our lives and shit.
Yeah, it's like
and not take it for granted.
Survival tactics and instincts that we've like grown through generations can, like, we won't got to a point in society where it's like sometimes that's like if you have built that up, it's almost like a detriment to be able to like work with people sometimes. Just being competitive and just like, I don't know, certain kind of focuses, being selfish and shit. It's crazy though. It's crazy like thinking about like the characteristics that get passed down from generation to generation, and like how you could, like you say, people adapt, get like resourceful and shit like that. And it's intense. It's just like thinking about I don't know, some of the things I used to think about, like existential ass shit, like where like the people living today, everybody on the planet right now are descendants of survivors of prior generations, because everybody's been through their own shit in their own way, right?
True, very
Right.
true. Damn, you've been thinking a lot, huh, lately?
I mean, that shit I've been thinking about for years. Like that kind of idea of just like, damn, we all fucking made it, and we're here now, this second. So like,
Yeah, I mean, it's better. Dude, living now is better than any other time, honestly. Like,
facts.
I don't want to live in a time where I could die because of a fucking pimple popping and getting infected.
Dude, if you broke your leg like 300 years ago, you were like almost done. Like,
Yeah.
You got infected, you're like,
Dude, it's game over.
game over.
You know, just. But there is one thing. I don't really know what people actually look like nowadays. Everybody gets fake teeth. Everybody gets plastic surgery. Everybody changes their hair color.
True.
I don't know who the fuck is what.
Yeah.
I don't even know if, dude, if I'm gonna have kids with anybody, any woman in the future, I need to see her photos of her in like fucking high school or something to make sure she looks like what she actually looks like, to know what our kid's gonna look like.
That is true. Hey, did you see the, I think it was in China a couple years ago. Maybe it was last year. There was a guy who got married to someone, had children, and then like divorced the wife and like sued her or something like that, right? Or something, because the kids came out looking different because she had like a bunch of like plastic surgery on her face and stuff.
It wasn't that the kids looked different. It's because they looked fucking ugly.
Yeah.
He was like, what the fuck? He was like, what the fuck? Now I don't know if I don't know if that was a true thing, because I can't remember if something came out later that said that it was. Regardless, I know that happens. I fucking know something like that happens. Maybe not the suing thing, I don't know, but it happens. Everybody's getting like modified. I mean, now you can. I don't know the details, but you can like genetically modify like your kids and shit.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Was it you? Did you tell me that? Somebody told me that.
I think somebody else was saying
But it's like Gattaca now. I don't know if you guys see the movie with Ethan Hawke, Gattaca, but basically like you get to choose what genetic traits you want or don't want.
Yeah, you seen that whole new like CRISPR technology that they have?
No.
Like, where that's what it is. It's like gene editing. So like,
That's fucked
if
up.
they realize that like, okay, well, this particular gene pattern sequence means that your kid will have this color hair or your kid will have this color eyes. So they can tweak it to make it like how you choose. And like, you know, like nowadays they can choose like gender of like your children and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Stuff like
I think
that. Yeah.
all that stuff takes away from the beauty of birth.
Yeah, just like,
Because now everybody's like puppy breeding.
that's kind of how it is. It's
You know?
like, it's wild. Well, I mean, if you really want to get fucked up history of like colonization, like that kind of shit was like kind of puppy breeding.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah. Did they do that? Like some Django shit with the slaves?
They've done, yeah. There's
Right.
been
Like
a lot of
breeding
history. Yes. So
The
like,
strongest slave for battle.
yeah, that's shit. Yeah. There's a lot of bad history of like
A lot of
shit
bad
like-
history in America.
shit like that. Not even just America, like
In the world.
in Latin America, dude. Freaking
Asia, everywhere.
India, like,
Dude,
yeah,
everybody's
like-
every fucking culture,
Africa, like,
every continent, country did fucking horrible shit.
yeah, there's like everybody's
Horrible
done
shit.
shit.
Yeah, everybody's always like, "Oh, you guys did worse." I'm like, "Well, I wasn't alive." And second of all, everybody has.
I feel kind of weird too, like the I wasn't alive whole like thing of just like history and shit like that. It's funny too because like growing up in school, you learn like U.S. history. And you learn about like the 1700s, 1800s.
Yeah.
And like it's always this concept of like, well, as a country we were doing this, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, my family was nowhere to be here. Like we didn't come until like the 50s, bro. Like into America. So I'm like, all right, everything afterwards, I'll say, I'll like I could agree that that's maybe a we, but like like history like past that, like World War II and like
Yeah,
World War
it's
I
weird.
and all that.
It's weird when people apologize for the ancestors past. It's a very strange fucking thing to me.
Yeah.
It's like for instance, Japan colonized Korea for like, I don't remember how long, like 30 years or some shit like that. Raped women, everything, right?
Right.
And that was like what, 19. Fuck, my history's fucked. Something like 1935 to 60, I think. Something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Something like that. Imagine me now in 2020 living in America, Korean American, making a Japanese American, like third generation, grovel and apologize for the past.
Right.
Because there's videos of people doing shit like that, like apologizing, and the kid's like 20 years old, and he doesn't know what the fuck. He didn't do anything.
Right.
But you know,
was it like white kids or was this?
He was
like,
white kid.
Yeah.
I saw a video of that.
I've seen like white kids do it. I was about to say like that particular situation, like with one Asian dude to another Asian dude like apologizing, and I'm like, damn, that's some really like UC Berkeley woke shit.
Yeah, that's UCI versus UCLA. You know, something like that. But man. That's just weird.
Yeah, it's a weird time, man. That whole concept's like pretty fucking new. There is like a lot of people fucking bullshitting with it. Like yeah. I'm like, you don't mean what you're saying. You're just saying it because like that's the narrative of what it is.
Everybody just says shit. Everybody just says shit to get a reaction. Everybody just says things just to, I don't know, feel relevant or get an identity.
Yeah, man.
Bunch of lost motherfuckers.
Bro, dude, we had the show last week. It was raining and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We had a show. We did.
Down in
Santa Ana.
Santa Ana, down in OC.
Uh-huh.
That was cool. Got to play some music. We had a deep-ass conversation afterwards. We
did.
We were talking for a long-ass time.
Yeah, you, me, and Ryan.
Yeah, shout out to Ryan.
Shout out to Ryan.
I had just met him the first time, I think, that night. He's cool.
Yeah, that was the first time we had, like, a long conversation, because I hadn't seen him for a while.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucking getting deep, bro. We're like psychoanalyzing each other. And like,
well, I think we needed that, especially as stand-up comics, because
like breaking down.
We're always around each other. We're always around a lot of people who do comedy, but we don't really talk about with each other our doubts,
right?
You know, our worries if we're struggling at the moment. You know, we say what's up, and it's nothing. It's not to anybody's fault. But it's just kind of like the culture, hey, make each other laugh, blah, 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 do what you got to do, practice, hit the mic, do some jokes, maybe hang out a little bit and get the fuck out of there. But what I realized was over time, because I wasn't sharing some of the struggles I was having in terms of actual, like, you know, pursuing this shit with everything else going on, it made me feel more alone, which is why that's what we were kind of talking about, right?
Right. Just kind of being in your own rut and just like getting into like because it's like the comedy game, like knowing, seeing people can be superficial sometimes because it's just like, oh, I see you at the bar, see you at the mic, we're hanging out, but it's just like kind of like, it's not too deep. It's just like, oh, you know, that was a funny set, we joke around, and then that's it, you go home. I think we were talking about too, having a balance between like a comedy life and like you're like having a somewhat of a like an understanding of it, like another life, or you know what I mean. I guess that was how I was saying it on my perspective, and that kind of balances me out a little bit. It's just having different interests and different groups of people you can kind of do different things with. But yeah, like I've noticed there's like certain people who are really close, and you see them like all the time. But then there's like most people who it's just like just in passing kind of thing, you know. See you at the shows.
Yeah, but even if you could have those deeper conversations to where of whatever you're struggling with, we just don't really think about doing that. I think.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's like, oh, I'm afraid to tell this person. I think maybe it could be a little bit of that, but I think it's also we just don't even think that's an option almost.
Yeah, I think also like being in entertainment business, you also want to give yourself like a good view of yourself. So sometimes you don't want to put yourself too out there if you don't know the person as deep.
There's definitely a truth in that as well.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot about like first impressions and stuff like that. I think is certain people, at least when I first started, I was like in my head about certain things like that.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, don't come off as an asshole, or, you know, just do your thing and just let your comedy kind of do the talking kind of thing. But after a while, you realize you're like, I'm not making any connections with nobody. I need to talk to people and like put my personality out there a little bit more and shit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Shoot, man. This comedy game's been interesting the last couple of years, though. This whole pandemic shit has been fucking throwing a lot of curveballs.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it's made a lot of people like self-analyze and realize where they're at. And I don't know. Some people I feel like have been thriving since like shit has kind of hit the fan, and there's other people who are kind of like floundering or still trying to get back on their feet and stuff like that. Like it's kind of like a resetting a little bit for certain people. I've seen some people like do really well and just start to like, you know, do well with their careers, and I see other people. It's just like, damn, you were somebody I thought was like at a level higher than me, and now right now I'm like, okay, you're kind of like getting back to it. So
what, they just stopped for a while, right?
There's some people who did, yeah. There's a lot of people who did that, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
It's weird.
I think it just humanized them in our minds. Like, we thought that they were unshakable. They were just fucking crushing it.
Right.
And then you realize that everybody is a human being with a lot of their own fears, and they're vulnerable to just as many things, if not more, than what we are.
Maybe it's me just also seeing like a certain, because you see like the social media version of a person, and you see like the real life version of them, and there's a lot of like that doesn't match up all the time, right? So maybe sometimes I like see too much of that, and then you see them in real life, and you're like, oh man, you know, like it's not quite what I thought was advertised. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. You don't say names, but like, give me an example. Like, what kind of stuff would they post? Not specifics, but just like, are they posting funny shit? Are they just like talking, or just photos of having like a cool life? I'm doing all these shows like that, or what?
Yeah, a little bit of that, or it'll just be like, you know, I'm doing my thing, or you see the following sometimes of just like certain people, and you're like, damn, they're fucking killing it. And then I don't know, like, it's weird. Popularity and talent,
I see what you mean.
Sometimes popularity and talent are like two different like measures, I guess.
Well, for social media, popularity, if we're going by quantifying like numbers wise, there's a lot of variables to that I see now. Because I got somewhat of a following on like whatever the fuck different platforms over the lockdown, I used to think that the number of whatever it is specifically equated to how truly popular a person is and who rides for them. That's not the case.
Right.
That's what I found out. What I found out is it just happens to be maybe a certain video popped off that made people want to follow them. But just because people follow you doesn't mean that they're keeping up with you, and it doesn't mean that they like love you.
Right.
It just means that they like you enough, and they're kind of curious here and there. But it doesn't automatically equate to like monetary gain or people coming to your shows or whatever the fuck that looks like, right? So that is what made them look like humans to me. Whereas before, if somebody even had like 10,000 followers on Instagram, I just thought there was some like demigod or something. You know what I mean? Honestly, true. I thought that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what, a little over 12K? It doesn't mean shit. It's just like a perception of value, like a perception of higher value. But that's not really the case.
Right.
You know, like it doesn't. You know, you guys still got such a longer way to go, but it's not. I don't know. It's not fucking. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's. I don't know. You see certain people do some stuff, and you're like, "Oh, are you playing the game to get Instagram famous?" Whereas you see people do stuff where like, "Oh, you're just like legit talented." You know what I mean?
What's a jig town?
Oh, legit talented.
Oh, legit talented. Like, what's legit? I need to enunciate. Is that a slang? That's an old time slang.
Yeah.
Because the jig is a dance, I think, right? Or the jig's up.
The jig's up.
Gotta get out here. Scram, get out of here right there. Yeah. Scram, we gotta. Yeah, the coppers are after us. Yeah. Sean Connery is here. Sean Connery. Yeah.
Coming expeditiously.
Well, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh man,
what's your thoughts on that?
I don't know, because I'm like somebody who's like been trying to grow my like presence and shit like that, but I haven't doing it like. I was really small like a couple years ago, I'd say like that. I was like I remember a post I put up when I had like 400 people that were following me and shit like that. And then I tripled that during the pandemic, but I think mostly was that I was following other people and I was just not being like, you know, a lot of people they work the ratio games and shit like that of like, all right, I'll only follow so many because I wanted to look, you know, like I have more followers than I follow and all that stuff. I just said, all right, I don't give a fuck about that no more. And I just started hitting boom, 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 boom. I got some people following me back, and then I got some organic growth that way too, and just put my name out there, doing more shows and shit like that. So, you know, slowly and surely getting my shit up there. But yeah, I'm like lazy with it. I'm not as persistent. Like I see a lot of people who are really really good at putting out consistent content all the time. I think we were talking about him, Adam Hunter. That dude posts up like, he posts his tweets like on Instagram like daily, like multiple, like all the time. But he just like he's got a ton of good jokes and shit.
His tweets are funny. Yeah. And he doesn't give a fuck if I could tell he doesn't care if people unfollow him. Yeah. Because I get worried about posting too much in a day because I'm always gonna piss off my followers, blah blah. But then you realize whoever's gonna stay is gonna fucking stay.
Yeah.
You actually want to cut out the fat. Instead of keep the whole pie could be stale and then just the center is still fresh.
Right.
But then you sell it, you try to sell that, and then people find out that most of the pie is bullshit. Then what's the fucking point? So I used to freak out about, I'm losing followers, and I'm just like, I didn't like the fact that I placed my fucking worth on Instagram followers that I don't even know who the fuck they are. Some of them have a cartoon face. I don't know who any of these fucks are.
Right.
I don't know who the fuck these people are. Why does my worth have to do with this fucking social media following? And you know what? I know people with like millions of followers. They're fucking insecure as shit. No confidence in life. They may make money through it.
Right.
But they're fucking not that happy. Now, it's not everybody, but I mean a fuck ton of them.
Yeah.
So looking at that, it just made me realize like, fuck, why like. It's just the way shit our culture has evolved to it's like the Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
Like we all have like a rating based off of
it's crazy
social media.
Yeah.
Like should I take this person seriously? Because I used to do that too. Like I'll fucking this guy might be something. And then they have a bigger following, but they're a trash person. And they're not even doing shit. They just happen to have a fucking following. Like they're whack as fuck.
It's a twisted perception of reality when you like look at that shit though. Like I've like realized that, and like I always call it getting lost in the scroll. I do that shit all the time where you're just like boop 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 boop. Oh, something new. Boop boop boop. Shiny toy. All right, let me go through here, see what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's for me, I kind of use it as like people I follow and people who I like. I'm fans of in the comedy game and people who I feel like are my peers.
Yeah.
I use it as a motivating factor of like not like jealousy, but more of like, okay, they got somewhere. That means I have the ability also to get somewhere and do it too.
And I think that's a great mindset. Right. Just
I try to stay in that mindset, but like you hit that explore page button one time on accident and it's like 2 hours later, you're like, what happened? Where'd my day go?
Yeah. You get lost in that shit. You get lost in like looking at shit, like girls, bouncing their ass and then holding their waist to make their ass look bigger.
Yeah.
And then they have like 200,000 likes, but in person they got nobody fucking asking them out. And if they do, they're all try. That it's fucking. I was looking at a video today because I accidentally hit the explore page and I saw this girl with like a diaper butt. And I'm like, that's disgusting. Like, it just didn't look good to me at all. And all the guys are like, oh, hell yeah. And these are probably kids. And then it's feeding this fucking girl's ego.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you know what? I don't need to excel in life. I'm just going to post booty fucking videos to give me temporary confidence.
Bro, yeah. You know what's crazy is like a lot. I don't know. I want to see what's going to happen in a couple of months when like a lot of these chicks, these Instagram models and hoes and shit are going to lose their OnlyFans like money income that's coming in. Did you hear about that? How they're supposed to be taking down like all the explicit content?
Yeah, but I saw
what's up with that?
I saw a news article though, but it was saying that they can still, I think, be like nude to a certain point. I don't think they can fuck on camera anymore.
Right.
Like they can't go that far.
But like, here's the other thing too.
It's gonna hurt it though for sure.
If you're a real dirtbag, you know that there's other subscription-based websites that also sell like shit. Like
that's true. But so OnlyFans is like the best branded one, the one that everybody just knows and goes to.
It's like Kleenex. It's like Nike.
Yeah, just like that.
Like that. It's
as
like
soon as you say OnlyFans, everybody knows what that is. Everybody has a specific thought about it. OnlyFans equals sex shit. So now you get rid of that sex stuff. What is OnlyFans gonna be known for?
Yeah, people putting like cooking and shit on there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Some bullshit. Like,
nobody gives a fuck about that. Yeah. Sex sells. Literally, sex does fucking sell.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. What was really funny though is when the pandemic hit and all these chicks that were going like, man, like I should I could be a stripper. I could do this and that.
God,
And then they started OnlyFans, and then they got like 3 subscribers. And then
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, oh, this girl got it. I could do it too. But see, that's what I'm saying. That's
that $5.99.
yeah, it's like for real, like subscription based, and then I'll privately DM you, respond to DMs. It revealed a lot of the mindsets of people, you know, certain fucking people, like how quickly they want to get to either like money or fame, like quote unquote like pseudo fame, some bullshit fame for like in my opinion, for fucking nothing, no skill, no fucking shit, just you know, right? You know, it's cool that look, there's people that used OnlyFans, got that money, and then used it to like invest in things, and then like they were smart about it. But there's a lot of, you know, chicks on it that just got the OnlyFans stuff just to get that money to fill their ego, and then just be trash.
I'm sure there are some that are like probably have and or probably will transition into just like escorting, just like straight up. Because I'm pretty sure some of them are just like, why don't you just go all the way with this? Like, you know what I mean? Like some of them like dip their toe in the water, you know, like those chicks who.
It was too easy.
Yeah.
You know, and then it makes them realize I have no skills, and you know what? I don't want to work for any skills. I hate books. I hate computer.
Hey. Respect to all sex workers.
Yeah, no. I'm not shitting on sex workers,
but yeah, you talking about like
the ones that like. I just feel like, you know, that want to do more with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think that's cool. Like what? Sasha Grey.
Yeah.
Sasha Grey, like she's like smart as fuck. She did some other shit with like the porn stuff she did, and you know, it's like, what are you gonna do with that platform? What are you gonna do with that money?
Yeah, for a lot of them, like this is like a very short time span. I don't know what's shorter, like NFL career or like a porn.
That's funny as fuck. No, it's true because there's always a younger, smoother skin.
I mean, it's tough.
Right.
They get like 30 and then they start getting into the MILF category and shit like that. You're like, damn, you hear about like some chicks like that? And I'm like,
yeah. And then people get over it because people have a short attention span. People get used to it, and then you know that's why with porn people have to keep watching worse shit.
It's gotten crazy, man.
You're used to it because you get fucking used to it. So it's same with like different people you're watching.
Yeah.
You keep watching the same one, eventually you just kind of, you're like, ah.
Have you seen like the your mom's house? Like how they have like the uncut like pay-per-view edits that they have?
No, I haven't.
They'll have some like ridiculous fetish stuff that like you can't show on YouTube or anything like that, and they'll put it on like a pay-per-view site, and they'll play it live. It's like
they'll do the fetish.
Yeah, they'll watch the videos of like people shitting on stuff, like nasty stuff.
Wait, they'll get shit on?
No, like they're watching videos of other people doing it,
and people pay them to watch. To watch them watch it.
Yes. So
that's okay. So basically, they're getting paid to watch disgusting, to make disgusting response, like a response video, like reaction video.
Basically,
reaction video.
Live reaction video. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? Everything's reaction now. Like I'm gonna actually start making reaction videos because people been telling me for like months to do it, and finally I was like, you know what? I need to stop hating on it. Because there's part of me that still feels like I have to be like a purist in certain forms. But honestly, I stopped being that purist when I got on TikTok. Because I was hating on TikTok. And I was like, fuck that, I'm never going to be on that. I'm just going to make real fucking skits and script it out.
Right.
Every single thing I do. And then I was like, nah, that's dumb. Like, yeah, sure, do that shit too. But you got to play it in the modern age.
What have you learned since like joining TikTok and stuff like that? Because that's like a whole new world. Like a lot of that is so brand new. And it's like a very interesting platform because that like really is like ADD, like boom, right? Like you got to get attention, and it's like it tends to skew younger, right? Like it's like a younger audience, so like you got to really get their attention. Is it not? Is this random? Is it random?
It's not. I mean,
that's what I hear. This is what I hear.
Of course, there's a lot of younger people, but it's, dude, everybody's on fucking TikTok, dude. Everybody. 60-year-olds, like moms, dads. 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds. TikTok, everybody just likes to say it's just younger people, but it's not just younger people, you know? But yeah, it is like, it's not just quick stuff, okay? It's either quick, like ba ba ba, or it has to be something that really engages them, like something that's very interesting, right? For instance, like I made a video talking about Ollie London, who's transracial, a white guy that identifies as a South Korean, which is fucking stupid as fuck. That one got a lot of views. That got a lot of views because it's interesting. They don't want to hear it.
It's like the Rachel Dolezal, but like for the guy thinking he's Asian.
Yeah, like he got surgery to try to look more Asian, but all he ended up doing was squinting just slightly a little bit more. Like, what the fuck is that? You know, there's that, and then or like a lot of people play off the emotional shit, like the sad stuff. A lot of people do emotional manipulation because people want to watch and kind of live vicariously through another person with like sad shit, them crying about. Something I see a lot is girls or guys, actually both guys and girls going up there being like, making a video, it's been 7 years and they cheated on me. They started with that. And then people want to know why. Wait, what? That's fucked up. They're a horrible person. See, you're so much better than them. They know nothing about this motherfucker's life
at all.
But they immediately see that's what taught me even more about how quickly people are to believe. And we are all essentially our own little propaganda machines. We can fabricate how people view us or like a topic or a group of people simply based off of just saying something. Just saying whatever the fuck we say, and if we seem believable, without people don't do their research.
Right.
People just believe shit. That's crazy.
It's crazy. We live in an era where like any one person has the possibility to shape a narrative, or like that could get picked up by the masses. Like so crazy. Like narratives get picked up so crazy in the media, and then like the counter narratives, and then like counter to the counter to the counter, and then people start going crazy, man. Like just the world and what we're living in right now. Everything that happened in the news is just so politicized and just gets so like divisive, man. Like it's crazy. One person with like one thought can like influence so many millions of other people. It's like,
because you're right about the whole us versus them mentality. That is what sells. You know, you say something for a specific group of people or a specific side, all those people ride for you because they ride for the mission. And then the opposite, opposing people group, counter has a counter to that, and that's what gets the views. Yeah,
it's never the level-headed like, okay, well, it might be this, it might be that. It's like, nope.
Sometimes there is that. Sometimes, but most of the time. But what most people resort to is this person said this person said that, and that's why it's fucked up, and that's like this fucking Kids Bop news reporting going on. No, it's funny. It's like Kids Bop news reports. It's fucking hilarious. And then they get a ton of views, and they're like, "Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for speaking out." But honestly, man, because I make certain videos too, kind of like Kids Bop news. It's fun as a Kids Bop. But then, how many of them actually are about that life? Whatever they're talking about.
It's true.
Over 90% aren't.
A lot of people get wrapped up in the moment.
Well, they just want the views. They don't really give a fuck.
Right.
They don't really give a fuck.
Right.
A lot of people don't give a fuck. They pretend to give a fuck.
How much of do you think a lot of the political activism and stuff that's happened, specifically on social media, maybe not like the actual people being rallying and like defending certain people and whatnot, but how much of that wokeness on social media you think is like fake? Because I feel like a good chunk of it is just like doesn't feel genuine.
It's not.
Right. A lot of it is.
It's not. I know. Look, I know people personally, and I'm not gonna say the names, but I know people. I know some people personally who play the fucking game for their own agenda.
Yeah. Who
just happen to, just for their own fucking reasons.
The one thing I thought was really funny was like last year when everybody had like the little black squares for that one day.
Oh yeah, just that one day.
Just that one day. I'm like, how many black people do you even know? I was like, some people. Some of them.
There was one girl specifically who would talk shit about black people.
Oh.
Like she was complaining about her black employee or coworker.
Yeah.
Had no black friends. And I would just hear her like complain and then see that's what they do. And then she put up a black square.
Oh no.
because she was one of those. She was a very fake person because she wanted to be perceived a certain way, of like this angelic being of who would always virtue signal.
Right.
And she's like, everybody says I'm a social justice warrior. I'm not. I'm like, yes, you are. Because you don't do shit. You're fake.
Yeah. There are people who are like legit about what they believe about, and like
100%.
I gotta, but that's not the. I feel like that's not the majority.
It's not the majority, man.
And it's just like
everybody feels like they have to look. It's like being in high school with like 600 people, right? 600 classmates. If everybody wears a fucking purple shirt that day, and like 95% of them do, 5% of them are going to be like, fuck, I got to get a purple shirt. I don't even like purple.
Right.
Or I don't even care about the color purple.
Right.
But I have to because everybody's doing purple.
Mm-hmm. Or you just get the complete counter of like, no, fuck that, I'm wearing green. Like,
yeah, there's that. Or the other side, another layer or a group of people would be, I'm just going to wear what I've always been wearing. Right. Because that's what I want to fucking wear. And that's who I am.
Yeah, I mean, there's people on both sides of this shit too, because there's like so many people I see talking about like, man, it's all these freaking personal liberties getting trampled on freaking government, all this shit like that. So like you hear it from like both sides, like it just gets divisive.
Yeah, it's too divisive, man. And I don't even like care about these fucking. If people want to debate with me, I just don't give a fuck anymore. Like,
yeah, I'm at the point where I'm like, all right, you believe what you want to believe in, I'm just like whatever, because it's just like not fun enough. Because like,
it's not
when you bring up that shit with like regular folk and shit like that, it's just like, oh, this is like something one of the few things you care about all the time. I'm like, I'm just talking about it just because it's just another topic. Like it's just another thing.
Yeah. After I had this one experience with this one guy, this Chinese guy, this happened like a year ago. Okay, I posted up a description of my podcast, and one of the description for what we talk about was not wearing masks, because I was talking about people not wearing masks.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I didn't tell anybody to not wear a mask, right?
Right.
And this fucking guy, all he did was stay at home, and he's like in his late 30s, late 30s. Fucking saw that on my Instagram. Blah blah blah. The description. Blah 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 blah. Not wearing masks. He's like, how could you use your social media platform to tell people to not wear masks? That's fucked up. How could you do that? Right. That's fucked up. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a description. Did you listen to the podcast? No, but you're telling everybody to do that. You're with Trump. You're the enemy. You're the enemy. And I was like, what the? He called me the enemy, and he was crying. Because like I called him because I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I video chatted him. Because I wanted to know what the fuck is going on. So I figured if I video chat him, he could see sincerity on my face. We can, make fucking eye contact, whatever.
Right.
But this bitch started crying over. He's like, you're supposed to be better than that. I believed in you. I believed in you for the Asian people.
Damn.
It was fucking weird, man. And that I couldn't even have a regular adult debate with them, or not even a debate, like a conversation. I'm like, my guy, listen to me. Like, I didn't say anything about me telling people to wear one or not wear one. We're just talking about it. He was like, yeah. No, you're the enemy. And I had to block him, this fucking psychopath.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. That's wild.
That's after that, I'm like, I don't give a fuck anymore. What I should have done,
all right,
just ignore the fuck out of him. But I got mad. I got irritated. I'm like, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, that sucks, man. People just take this shit just way too crazy, man. They just like, there's like no gray area anymore.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's very, very tough. So when I meet people who we can have just talks like this, I'm like, I'm keeping them around. Right? Because we can have our own opinions. Like, I guarantee neither one of us is going to be like, fuck you.
I think we're past that point where we're just like,
yeah, we talk about enough shit, I think.
Yeah.
We're like,
fuck you. And then it's just like, I don't know, with comedy, it's like another level of like acceptance of we're like, yeah, we're going to bullshit about certain things.
True.
We don't necessarily mean what we're saying. Like, like
that's
you got to
true.
understand there's like some, I don't know, so like some leverage or, some wiggle room, I guess, in that regard.
No, you're right. You're right. That's why it makes me mad when I meet certain comedians that are super sensitive. I'm like, you're in the wrong fucking world, my friend.
Yes.
You need to get the fuck out of here.
There's a lot, man. I'm like kind of surprised, like being a couple years into like doing comedy, of just like how many people. I'm like, man, just take it. Just like you're fine, man. Like what's the like? Come on, man. Like, the little ding on your armor or whatever, you're fine, man. Like, take it. Your tomorrow will be better, whatever. Like, people have bad days.
Will be here no matter what.
Tomorrow can be better. I don't know if it will be better. There's a possibility it can. But that's why you gotta live. Do your shit.
I live for me now, man. I live for me. And then, you know, whatever people that I'm cool with that happen to be there. But, like, I live for me. I just don't care anymore, you know. I mean, I care, but I don't care at the same time. Because it's...
Yeah. Sometimes it's just too much effort to care about stuff you can't control, right?
I mean...
In my opinion, I think of it certain ways.
You can only control so much, right?
Right.
What I can control is my own shit, my own world, and then whatever happens with that, and if I help in my own way, in my own little small way, then fine. But there's only so much I can fucking do.
Exactly.
I can only do so much.
I feel that. Now, how many years are you into doing stand-up at this point? If you don't mind me asking.
So...
Because I know certain people, they start different start and stops and what have you.
In about a month-ish, a little over a month, it's going to be 3 years, including the lockdown.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, where do you see yourself now in comparison to where you started, like in terms of like where your mental headspace is at? Because I know mine has kind of shifted a bit since picking this up and kind of finding a little bit of a direction and a path for myself. Because like before, for me, I was kind of not like wandering a little bit, you know, not necessarily knowing what kind of path is out there and like what I wanted to pursue really. So I don't know, just for me, I've seen a difference. But where are you at? Where do you ever like think about that and like where your journey is in life and how this has kind of played a part into it?
Yeah, it definitely it's changed a bit. I'm a lot more open to different ways of achieving certain goals. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, at the start, all I wanted was I gotta be in a movie, and then I gotta be like one of the top comics in the fucking world, like that, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll die for that. I'm fucking willing to lose every single thing in my life, and I would say that, and I meant it. And I lived my life as such, and I lost a relationship, and I just didn't give a fuck about my health, anything. Now, I'm 32, and I'm starting to... I still throw everything into this, but I don't look at it as just disregard every single thing in my life just for this shit. Because I found out when I was doing it like that, I wasn't even enjoying it. I wasn't even getting better anymore. You hit this burnout.
Gotcha.
It was like jet fuel, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just trying to enjoy it. And I'm working a little bit smarter with it now. Because I thought I just had to do it every fucking day and get better, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's something I was wrong about. I get better not like abusing other parts of my life and then just doing it every day. Like, it's about, for me, doing other things. Like, I have certain opportunities coming that are still related to comedy, but it's not exactly just stand-up, and I'm open and excited to that.
Hell yeah.
You know? So, I'm more open. I'm more of like fluid with it. So that's my gender fluid. Parallel.
Career fluidity.
Career fluidity. Life fluidity, if that makes sense, yeah.
Your life fluid. Life fluid. Bro.
I'm gender fluid with career and life.
So what you're saying is like before you thought that there was like maybe a direct path of like you do A to B to C and then I will get to Z at the end. Versus now you're like, I'm doing my thing, and if I go left, I'm gonna go left, but if I go right, I'm gonna go right, and however it goes, you feel like there's success regardless.
I have different interests. That's not my only interest. But they all what I realize is they all feed each other in their own way. Different areas. I'm not just a fucking comedian.
Right.
Every time I kept saying I'm just a comedian, and then I pigeonhole myself and put myself in this fucking box. I was miserable and I wasn't getting better and I wasn't experiencing other things that could make me a better comedian and do other things. But Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure what the future is gonna bring, but I fucking believe in myself, and you know, I'm still putting in work for shit. And who knows? Who knows? I don't know. But.
Knock on wood, man. Best of luck on everything, though. Regardless, man. Yeah, I feel like this podcast is similar for me because, like, I got my other interests outside of comedy. I think we talked about it before. It's like, I think it was like comedy, sports, and music are kind of like the three like major interests in my life, and like if I can kind of keep those things kind of somewhat balanced, or like, you know, if I have a little bit of each, I think I'm feeling all right.
Yeah, so. Because like. We're not fucking video game characters. Right. We're not in a single player game trying to finish a storyline with like at most maybe 2 alternate endings. There's more than alternate endings. There's multiple pathways. And there's there's also going off the beaten path.
Right.
Because the beaten path is not your path. That's whoever fucking else's path that went that way. You know? So, fuck.
Did you, like, I don't know. When I was a kid, I always felt like I was the main character in, like, a novel or, like, a movie. And the things happening around me were a part of the arc of my life, of the script. Versus nowadays, I feel like I'm a background character in the story of the world, you know what I'm saying? And like my significance, like I'm not the center of the universe. I'm like a speck in the whole thing.
Out of all the specks,
you know what I mean?
You're one speck out of billions of specks. I feel you on that.
Right.
I do. So I thought everybody was staring at me and making fun of my big head and, you know, always thinking about how much of a loser I was growing up. And then it went from that to, then when I got when I popped off on TikTok, then I felt like I was super relevant. And then I realized I'm really not that relevant, which was relieving because I felt like everybody was staring at me. There was people watching me that I don't even know who are watching me, but I'm a tiny speck, and that's relieving. We're all fucking tiny specks. And the further I get with the shit I'm doing, I realize that more and more. And it's kind of nice. At first, my ego was like, no, you have to be, you're not relevant. You're not relevant. I'm just like, what is relevance?
Right.
Relevant to who? Relevant, what? Like, the fuck does that mean?
What's the point? Yeah.
Who cares?
Right.
As long as I'm relevant to myself.
There you go.
And then the joy, yeah. The joy, my joy, whatever the fuck that looks like, I don't know, or for whoever. So you're right, because the older we get, the more we experience, we realize it's not all about us.
True, it's true. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy thinking about that though. Like, I don't know. In my opinion, in comedy, it's like an interesting contrast because, like, we have to be really confident in our own ability and ourselves to want to be able to get up and like talk to people in front of strangers, right? Try to get them to laugh involuntarily, you know. Versus
what is this white shit in the cup, dude?
Oh no, what is in there?
What is that stuff? I've been drinking this. What is that?
God damn it! All right.
Is that a? Have I been?
Yeah, I might need to fucking clean.
Did you not watch this?
I'm gonna blame that. I'm gonna blame myself on that.
Guys, I don't know if you see this, but there's like it looks like dandruff and fucking shit.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna get diarrhea. It's okay.
That's on me. That's on me.
I'm not gonna lie. I always think twice about drinking from glass cups when I get to people's places, and that's a dirty fucking glass cup.
I apologize.
Just seeing it.
I don't know who cleaned it. I'm not gonna, but I apologize on behalf of the house.
Dude, did you fucking cum in that cup?
No, I use a different one.
You use a different cup. Because sometimes I come. Sometimes like, if I want to quit cleanup and I'm jacking off, I'll come into a glass cup. So I can easily just like wash it out with the hot water. Hot water gets a lot. If you use cold water, it gets thick and coagulates, and it gets stuck. So you gotta use the warm water. I hope that's not your jizz cup. Fuck.
It's not mine. I'll say that. Oh it's shit! Okay.
I still have leftover this.
God damn it! I feel
it's all right. The human body is amazing. If that is leftover jizz, I got protein in my system now, so I'm gonna get jacked. I'm gonna get swole.
I've just been called out, folks.
Yeah.
Where the fuck were we?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Pre-Just Cup.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Fuck it.
That cup fucking made me forget everything that happened.
Oh my god. Yeah, I felt as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, what is that?
I don't know, but it's fucking gross.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is what happens on the show, so folks. I'm sorry. It's this is unplanned. It's what happens when we do this shit fucking live. Fuck it, man. So, you gonna be doing any comedy coming up, or you got any shows on the horizon? Or?
Thursday I'll be in San Diego at the Madhouse. Right? Is that at the Madhouse?
Yeah.
7 p.m. I think something like that. And then Sunday I'll be in Lancaster.
Okay.
For a show. Fucking don't remember where. Hey, I got shows coming up. Just it's on my Instagram. Mike Kim Comedy. MIKKIM Comedy. MIKEKIM.
It'll be in the description. Hit the follow, folks.
Hit the follow. Follow me.
Oh man.
I drink jizz. So follow me. Pity follow me.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What do I got going on? I think I got some shows this week. What the fuck am I doing? I know this Sunday I'm DJing and on the show for JP Putinville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody can say his name. Last name.
I tried to.
I can't ever remember his last name. Just call him Puth, like Charlie Puth.
Puth, yeah. Charlie Puth.
Yeah. J Puth.
JP Puth.
J Puth.
J Puth. That's his rap name.
Yeah. J Puth.
What up,
J Puth.
Shout out to J Puth.
Shout out. J Poo Poo.
Yeah, man. I got a couple things in the works, DJ wise. We'll be part of like a variety show coming up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Haven't got all the details worked out, and we got to work with a few people. I won't say anything officially yet.
Don't say anything officially. Yeah.
We got a couple dates working though. We got some shit. I'm trying to think what else I got you. I got here for a few more minutes, man.
Like a minute.
A minute.
Yeah. Like 2 minutes. Yeah. I need to go soon so I can.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Just because you know I have that thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good? We're good. Any final thoughts in for the folks here at home? I appreciate you coming on once again, man.
I appreciate you and giving me a jizz cup. It's great, guys. If you're gonna drink water from your friends, don't bring your own water bottle, unless you want free protein.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
This is what we're giving out for you folks.
Jizz cups. Jizz cups galore.
Pursue your dreams, folks.
Shave your head, and you can sit in the middle between me and Mario.
This is we can get the Three Amigos podcast going.
Yeah. Three amigos.
Dude, when did you first start shaving your head though?
During lockdown.
Yeah.
During lockdown.
And what, you're just like, it's time?
I wanted to face all my fears, physical insecurities, everything, and my biggest physical insecurity that I was hiding for 15 years is I'd always have a military haircut, short on the side, long, a little bit longer at the top, slightly longer, because I could feel like wrinkles on my head, but I don't know how prominent or bad they were. So in my mind, I just imagined that it was like the worst fucking indents and fucking scar-looking shit in the world, and then I just got tired that it was a thing I kept thinking about, and I didn't know what it actually looked like, so I decided to shave my head to face that fear. 15 years.
Damn, that's pretty bold. Man.
Yeah, now it's like my look, and I do have some wrinkles, but it's literally like 1/10 of what I thought it would look like, so it's really not bad. I imagine it being just like a fucking like an ant pathway of just
like a pug's face.
Yeah, like a pug, like deep shit like that, and now it's my kind of like my trademark, and I like it. And honestly, I sweat a lot, so when I had that hair, my head would smell like shit after like 6 hours. So now it's not like that. So I like it. I look more badass than I should look. Honestly, yeah.
Do you feel you get a different vibe from people? Like
yeah, dude, for real. Yeah. I mean, I always worked out. You know, I'm not the biggest guy, but you know, I got some muscles. You know, I'm fit, and then the bald head just kind of changed it up even more. Which is that's not my intent. My intent is not to try to intimidate people or to look a certain way,
right?
Or to be perceived a certain way. But it just kind of came with the territory. Like people would make comments and stuff. And,
yeah.
You know, you look like a boxer. I was like, well, why didn't you say that before I shaved my head? My body's the same. You fucking
asshole.
You fuck. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I felt similar. I think that's the way I dress a certain way and stuff like that. Because there's some people who ask me like, "Man, you're not really that cholo." I'm like, "I'm not cholo." Like, just because I have a bald head. And
yeah. When I remember I saw you at Bert's back room and you wore like a fucking like a Korean guy's like Dodger
like a baseball jersey.
Yeah. That's when I was like, oh, okay. He a little softy. A little softy.
I'll be wearing like yellow t-shirts and shit.
They just think you're a cholo because you got the facial hair and then, you know, you get shaved head.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
If you're Mexican and you have a shaved head and a fucking facial hair, you're a cholo.
Yeah. I'm like, I went to college, bitch. Come on.
Yeah. And you're not talking, you know, you're not talking like this a little bit, you know what I'm right? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you know what's so funny? Like, so I was out at like Hollywood at this show, this club, and there was like the bouncer there. They were running events like this whole weekend, and my friend, he was there the night before, and he was like, "Yeah, I had to grease the bouncer like $10 so he wouldn't give me a problem about smoking weed up there because it's like on like a rooftop part." And so I go in there, I have like a jacket on. And this like cholo dude comes up, he's like, "Hey fool, that's a sick ass jacket, dog." I was like, "Hey, thanks, man." It was like one of the old school like the prayer hands.
Oh, okay.
You know which jacket I'm talking.
There's a lot of I've seen so many tattoos like that.
Yeah.
I used to go to, when I was a kid. I would go to Steve's Charbroiled Burger, whatever that like fucking old school burger joint, and then it was like Mexican owned, and there was a ton of old school like Mexican tattoo like stickers and shit everywhere, and I would see that. I just kept saying, I always thought it was cool.
Yeah, just the little prayer hands. Like.
Yeah, and the clown face with the girls and the cholitas or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, I would always see that.
The one with the Aztec and like he's holding like the girl and like he's got like the pyramid behind him and shit. Have you seen that one? Like
I can't remember. I probably did, but it was just a lot of girls with like the brim cap.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then like this face and looking like thick and shit. And the guys
they got like the clown face and shit like that.
Laugh now, cry later.
That's the one. Yeah.
Right.
Real eyes, realize real lies. Living la vida loca.
Oh my god, dude, it's so funny. So I was telling my buddies, I was like, "Yeah, I think we're good to smoke." This dude is just like giving me daps, and she's like, "Hey, fool, that's a sick ass jacket, dog."
Like, no, he's down.
He's like, he's cool, man.
He's like, hey, let me hit that real quick.
Yo, it's so funny. He's just like, I was just walking around the party, and he's just like, "Are you good, fool? You good? You good?" He's like checking in on me. I was like, he let me use like the VIP bathroom once or twice, dude.
What he was like, hey, you okay? Hey, they're out to get us, fool.
They're like, what the fuck?
What are we talking about?
It's like, hey, you know, like us. Be careful.
That was pretty funny though. Oh my goodness. I don't know how we got here, but we're here.
We're here. We're
anyway,
here.
Follow Mike Kim on Instagram, Mike Kim Comedy.
Instagram,
this TikTok same?
Everything is Mike Kim Comedy.
Mike Kim
YouTube,
Comedy.
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everything else.
And I am at Puro Caballero pretty much everywhere. Yeah, man. The Puro Caballero Show, we got an Instagram page as well. Oh, also shout out to Out of Breath Productions. We're going to be bringing you some more comedy shows in the Southern California area. We got OC in the works. Campus Billiards, we're going to make our return down there. And then we also have Thai Angel. Shout out to Thai Angel. We're returning to Koreatown. We're back in here, baby. We're making the return. All right, damn it. We're going to have to like cut that shit up. So split screen between.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Thai Angel.
Shout out.
We're doing our first show next week. We'll have more information up on my Instagram page and on the Out of Breath Productions. Give us a follow.
Give them a follow.
Shout out to my co-producer, VJ Sanchez, a.k.a. DJ Supreme Kai, in the motherfucking building. All right. Big ups to everybody there. Yep, this has been episode 97 of the Puro Caballero Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are available everywhere you get your podcasts. This will be up on YouTube momentarily. Thank you so much. Thank you. Y'all been awesome. Yee.
Peace.